25 people have been arrested in raids across Germany on suspicion of plotting to overthrow the government. German reports say the group of far-right and ex-military figures plan to storm the parliament building, the Reichstag, and seize power. An estimated 50 men and women are alleged to have been part of the group, and police say they don't have a name for the organization. 3,000 officers took part in 130 raids across much of Germany, with 2 people arrested in Austria and Italy. Those detained were due to be questioned later in the day.
All right, now Arise News Chief Correspondent John Cookson joins us now from London to unpack the story further. Good day, John, and straight into it. This is an extraordinary story. What more can you tell us about the arrests?
Hi, lady. It's great to be on Newsday. Yeah, an absolutely baffling, extraordinary story, this, that they plan to overthrow the government by storming the parliament. Absolutely incredible. 3,000 cops, as you say, were involved in raids in 130 homes across Germany, and one in Austria and one in Italy. Prominent members being arrested include someone who goes by the nickname of Heinrich the 13th. We'll talk about him perhaps in a moment. And also a former German paratrooper, Rudiger van P. We don't know what his family name is. He's 69. Heinrich the 13th is 71 years old. And another prominent member that German people would know will be a former member of the AfD party in Parliament. So apparently they've been plotting a violent overthrow of the government since 2021, and they'd already nominated new ministers for the new government, a new Minister of Health, new Minister of Justice, new Minister of Foreign Affairs. This group has been around for some years. They refuse to pay their taxes, and they believe in something that was around the end of the last 19th century, called the Second Reich. And they believe that modern Germany, post-war Germany, is completely illegitimate. It's not a legal entity, and they wanted to re-establish this former German Reich. So, extraordinary story in so many ways, and there are expected to be more arrests later today.
Well said, John. Now, of course, you mentioned Heinrich the 13th. Hopefully, I'm saying it as well as you did. And he's 71 years old, like you rightly mentioned. He's alleged to have been central to their plans. Who is he? Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, this man claims to be a member of a noble German family going back centuries called the Reuss, the House of Reuss. And he has... It's not his real name, incidentally, the one that he gave police. He gave police Heinrich the 13th, and he was known in the group by this nickname of Heinrich the 13th. Now, the real Heinrich the 14th does exist, and he's been talking this morning and saying that this man is a confused old man who left the family years ago, and we haven't heard from him for a long time. So there is a Heinrich the 14th who is a genuine member of this Reuss family. Now, we don't know whether the man who calls himself Heinrich 13th is a true member of the Reuss family, but that's the name that he goes by, and he believes in all the issues that I said a few minutes ago, to overthrow the government in a violent way.
Absolutely shocking stuff. Now, how were the police alerted to the plot?
Well, they got onto it because they were investigating another kidnap plot by a group in Germany called the United Patriots. And they were planning to abduct the health minister, Karl Lauterbach. And as part of their investigation, they got wind of this group that Heinrich the 13th was the leader of, loosely called the Reichsbürger, or the Citizens of the Reich. Sorry about all these complicated names, but so that's how they got onto it. And just investigating another plot, that then triggered investigation into the Reichsbürger group affiliated that we're talking about now. And they made all these arrests. It was a big operation. This must have been months and months in the planning, I would have thought.
Well said, John. Now, could there be more of these groups in Germany?
Yes, there are many right-wing groups in Germany, and the more that you look into them, frankly, like this one that we're talking about today, these are confused old men who seem to be running this particular group that were arrested today. But some of them are very sinister, and there are a number of groups in Germany. In fact, the German government is so concerned about this that they've spent a huge amount of money, in fact, €1 billion, trying to de-radicalize some members of these groups, many of whom come from Brandenburg and Saxony states. So they're spending all this money de-radicalizing members. But what's happening at the same time is that all these radical groups are getting more connected as the years go by, which is worrying the German government. There are similar groups, I have to say. I even found out there was one in the UK, similar to the people who believe in establishing the Second Reich. They're called the Free Men. I've never heard of them, but apparently they believe in getting rid of the British government and replacing it with a government based on the Magna Carta,
wow.
this 13th century document. And in fact, a Bradford hairdresser who was a member or is a member of the Free Men, she refused to comply with COVID regulations, blaming the government breaching the Magna Carta. So they are around. As I say, some of them you might say are comic, but there are some disturbing groups too.
Absolutely. Shocking revelations. But thank you for your insight on that. Rise Chief Correspondent John Cookson. Thank you again for your time.